aware, and you've alluded to it, that Gregor Irwin, the Director General Economy, appeared before this committee a couple of weeks ago, and in that session we spoke to him about the committee getting access to the Tenio report and getting access to the information which led to the decision to request a written authority. And at the time, he told us what we are doing and what we will work through with the Auditor General and his team is seeing what we can do to share additional information. That process is ongoing and is not yet complete, but we absolutely need to get it right, because we are committed to transparency. And then 2 weeks later, we get a letter back from Mr Irwin saying no. What happened between the 1st of June and the 14th of June?
There was a decision taken within government, jointly by officials and ministers, that the commercial sensitivity of the information within there would not be appropriate to release that report. I mean, there's nothing in there to hide. There is no issue with the numbers. That is not the problem at hand. It is the commercial sensitivity of the report and intellectual property that Tenio has over that report as well. It makes it difficult for us to be able to release that. We don't want to put the competitiveness of the yard at risk. I think you've alluded to that yourself in your letter, Convener. But putting it in the public domain absolutely would, and would jeopardise the future of the yard.
And that includes the rationale for the request for written authority. I mean, this is quite a narrow. I mean, the use of the word narrow is something which Gregor Irwin falls to quite a number of times in his evidence to us and in some of the written information that we've seen. So it's quite narrow, isn't it? So why does that preclude even some of the Tenio report, or even some of the information that was the basis for this decision, which, as you say, is very unusual? It's the first time there has been written authority since 2007.
And to be clear, you know, I don't think, I hope I'm not putting words in Mr Irwin's mouth, but I don't think that this was a decision that was requested because there was advice against proceeding in this direction from colleagues in government. This was because he could not be satisfied based on the economic uncertainty, the inflation, the other elements of information available, and the direct cost comparison between completing and procuring elsewhere. He was not satisfied on that narrow value for money element. The other two elements on the appropriateness of us proceeding, he was satisfied with, and I think that has been set out to the committee. But no, we're not able to release the report, as I've said. You know, we hold very dearly the future of the yard and want to make sure that's protected, as I'm sure, Convener, you understand.
Who made that decision?
That was a decision that was, first of all, taken by the Director General and was asked for my confirmation. And so I confirmed that that was the appropriate action to take.
So you have vetoed the release of that report?
No, this was a collective decision taken in government. Gregor Irwin suggested.
So did it go to the cabinet, for example?
No, that's not. It's a decision that's taken by me and by Gregor Irwin.
So when we see the First Minister telling us in his new Leadership Fresh Start document, it is imperative that transparency underpins our approach to delivery. My government will ensure the people of Scotland have the information they need to hold us to account. How do you reconcile that statement of intent with what's happened with this?
Well, I think I think it's been acknowledged by the committee that we have released and published proactively over 200 documents on the government's website in relation to the process ongoing at Fergusons. We have offered ourselves, both myself as Minister, Gregor Irwin's been before this committee, Ms Cook and Ms Hall are here today. We have published as much as we can without putting the competitive but without putting the yard at competitive disadvantage. We are going as far as we possibly can, Convener, in ensuring that we are being transparent and people understand the decisions that we are taking and why we are taking them.
But surely there is nobody more familiar in government with what's in that Tenio report than the Director General Economy. So why would he sit where you are sat today, 2 weeks ago, and said it was a work ongoing. He was having discussions with Audit Scotland, and he was hoping to release at least some of the information in that document.
To be clear, I don't think that characterises his statement appropriately. I think we were considering whether there was anything that could be released, and it was decided that actually the report and its contents are commercially sensitive. They would put the competitiveness of the yard at risk, and so it would not be appropriate for us to release it.
And that's a decision that you have taken as the Cabinet Secretary?
We have taken as government, yes.
Okay. Can I just ask you then about the process of the written authority? I mean, we were told that not only yourself, but the Deputy First Minister and the First Minister were involved in the decision to issue written authority. Were the Deputy First Minister and First Minister involved in the decision not to release this report?
So my understanding of the written authority process is that the Deputy First Minister and the First Minister are required to be part of the process of issuing written authority because of the nature of it. I will need to check if they have been. I'm pretty sure they will have been cited on my decision to decline the publication of the report, but that has been a decision for myself and Mr Irwin.